I'm back with another video. I'm kind of embarrassed because I know I've been gone for a while, but it's fine. I'm back with another video. It's 2021, so we're gonna get this ball rolling with a story time. Let's not mind the onesie, let's not mind the unmade bed, let's just get straight into the time. A girl fell in love with me and my best friend, so let's go. So now the story is a bit of a long one because there's a lot of technicalities to explain the story, so grab some popcorn and listen to the story. So the people named in this video are going to obviously be me, my best friend Jess, K, and M. Now M is K's older brother, and I obviously give them incognito names so I don't get any lawsuits. Anyway, so me and Jess decided in grade 9 that we wanted to join youth. And if you don't know, youth is basically the teenagers version of Sunday school, and it falls on a Friday, and nothing good ever comes from youth. But if you've gone to a good youth, kudos to you, very proud. But anyway, we find this youth and we think it's really good, it's a cool one, so we become regular members there, and then from there we get to know everyone. We're like best friends with everyone, and then we start being like helpers basically at the youth and welcoming new people, whatever. So we become part of the family. So there's Kay, and I basically take her on as like my younger sister because she's like quite a cool girl or whatever. And then her brother M, who I kind of had a thing for from the beginning, but I never acted on it. But then towards the end of grade 9, I kind of start to develop feelings for him. So early grade 10 January, I write him a letter telling him that I like him and he should tick yes or no, and I give it to him. And then he doesn't come to youth for the next 3 weeks. So I'm quite concerned because I'm like, oh my god, I gave this guy a letter and he hasn't answered me back and he's not coming back to youth. Whatever, I keep just calming myself down. So obviously I'm friends with his younger sister Kay, so I keep telling her like, is he coming, is he not coming? She tells me every single Friday that he's not coming. So then one of the Fridays he doesn't come, it's Valentine's Day, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna dress up cute because maybe he'll come past. Obviously his sister Kay tells me that he might come, he might not come. You know, it's not a guaranteed thing. But then she comes and she fetches me and she's like, hi, can you please get something for me from the freezer? So obviously as a helper, I don't think anything weird of it. So I'm like, okay, I'll go get it from her. And then when I open the freezer, there's like a chocolate sitting on top of it. And I'm like, this is awkward. I grab what she wants me to grab. I give it to her and she's like, did you not see the chocolate? And I'm like, yeah, I did. What is going on? And she's like, the chocolate's for you. I'm like, from who? And she's like, it's from M. And I'm like, oh, that's awkward. I'm like, when did he come? She's like, he came past, he said I must give it to you, it's a surprise, you know. And I'm like, oh my god, so sweet. I literally even posted it on Instagram. If I still could find the post, I would show it to you. But I was like so excited. But at the same time, it wasn't my favorite chocolate. It was like fucking mint chocolate. Who still eats mint chocolate? Let's not start a fight. Anyway, so after that he does come back, and so me and him start like talking and stuff like that. Takes consideration he hasn't given back my letter. We didn't talk about the whole chocolate situation, but it's just like he came back and it's like, okay, we'll pick up from where we left off. And he tells me he's been busy with school, and he was like, I think he was like 2 grades ahead of me when I was in grade 10, so probably matric. So he's like, he's been busy at school, he's been studying, that's why he couldn't come to youth. And I'm like, that's cool, no problem. So we pick up where we left off. And so this one time me, Jess, and Kay in the bathroom were playing, and I basically broke like this granite top that was like was breaking all the time anyway, but I didn't know at the time that it always broke. So then Kay says, I'm gonna tell the youth leader on my own accord, so don't tell her yet, but I'll tell her when I'm ready. So then the whole night goes by, and then he comes to me and he pulls me outside, and I'm like, what's going on? He's like, why the fuck did you tell my sister to take the blame for you? And I'm like, sorry, who the fuck are you speaking to like that? And he's like, why the fuck did you tell my sister to take the blame from it? I'm like, take the blame for what? He's like, you broke the granite top, but she took the blame. I'm like, whoa. 1, I didn't even know that she did that. 2, why are you shouting at me? 3, don't swear at me because you're gonna get me heated. So then he starts calling me names. He calls me a fucking bitch. He calls me a lot of names, and he's like, he wishes he never met me. Now his sister's gonna get in trouble because of me. I'm such a fucking bitch. How can I let someone younger take the fall for me? Whoa. And I'm like, listen, hold up. Let's not call each other names. Let's not do this. I go, 1, I never knew you were this type of person. You've shown your true colors. 2, I didn't tell her to tell her. I will go now and sort it out. But don't ever call me a fucking bitch again, because you don't fucking know me like that. Peace out. So then I go and I tell the leader that was me and whatever, and then she sorts it out, whatever, and we move on. So then another 3 weeks go by and we don't talk to each other anymore because I'm just like, what the fuck, who are you? And then one Sunday, I decided to go to Sunday church at the same place. And he pulls me outside after church and he's like, I want to talk to you. So I'm like, yes, what's up? He's like, it's about that letter you wrote me. So I'm like, oh, finally I get an answer about it. And he basically goes on to tell me that he likes me as a friend and then he doesn't see anything more going on between us. He's had feelings for me, but then after that whole thing with his sister happened, they kind of went away, and now he just sees me as a friend and he thought he should take the common decency to tell me. And I'm just like, well, at the end of the day, I feel the same now because you're showing your true colors, and I don't think I could ever be with a man who disrespects me like that. Whatever, we move. And so I tell his sister and she's like, what? That's crazy. And takes to consideration the whole time she's been feeding me things like he's always talking about, she's always asking about, she's always this, he's always that. So I'm thinking the whole time, obviously he's into me. Lol. Anyway, after that, I'm just like, it's okay, whatever, cool. Me and his sister become closer and closer. Me and him talk here and there, but it's nothing too much into detail. So then the one time, me, Jess, and our youth leader decide to go get food. And so Jess and my youth leader go up to go order the food, and me and her sit at the table. So she's like fiddling with her hands, she's playing with her hands on the table, she's like pulling her sleeves up here and there. And I'm like, okay, weird, but whatever. And then when she pulls it up, I catch like a glimpse of like cuts. So I'm like, oh my word, this is quite concerning, because she was like, I think in grade 8 when I was in grade 10. So I was like, you're in grade 8 and you're already cutting yourself, like what's going on? So I asked her, I'm like, what is that on your arm? And she's like, oh, nothing. She's like trying to cover up, you know how people are about it. And then I'm like, are you okay? And she's like, yeah, no, I'm fine, I'm just going through things. And I'm like, you can talk to me if you need to talk, you know. She's like, no, I understand, I get it. And I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna persuade anyone to talk to me. If she wants to, she will. If she doesn't, she won't. So then she keeps fiddling with her arms again. And then this side of her arm goes up a little bit, and I see like engraved letters. So I'm like, that's weird. This side has cuts, and you can see it's like cuts. This side's got like engraved shit. So I'm like, I'm sorry, I hate to be this person, but can I like see your arm? Because that's kind of concerning. It looks like there's letters. And she's like, no, I don't want you to. And I'm like, please, can you show me? And so she pulls up her arm, her sleeve, and my name and Jess's name are engraved into her arm. Now I'll put a picture of how it looked like, so you can get a picture of it. But it was like literally like engraved, like cut in, like jaded and stuff like that, like into her arm. And you could see like it was kind of like a fresh kind of a cut. It was kind of like healing, but it was almost like tribal tattoos. So like she was engraving our names into her arm, and it was going to stay there forever. And it said Asi plus Jess with a heart, like a obviously like fucked up heart, but it was a heart. So I go, what the fuck is going on? I clearly see my name engraved on your arm. I clearly see Jess's name engraved on your arm. Are you okay? So then she basically goes on to confess that she's been in love with me and Jess the whole time. She says first it obviously started off with it being me, and then I kind of started being more buddy with her brothers and paying attention to her brother more. So then she's like, she started to have more feelings for Jess, because Jess was the one who was actually kind of paying more attention to her. And then when me and her brother like fizzled away, I came back and she fell in love with us, and she's been in love, and everything that she's done and everything that she said has actually kind of been a lie. The chocolate was from her. The things that she said her brother used to speak about me, all that stuff, was not true. He kind of never had any interest actually in me, and she really did try to get him to like me, but he kind of was not feeling it anyway, and she was just feeding me this shit so I would keep trying, so that he maybe would kind of sway his way to like me. But basically the whole thing was a lie, and everything that she ever told me was a lie, and she was basically panging for me the whole time. And she said she was going to tell us sometime, but she didn't know how to say it without it being weird, because obviously she's younger than us. And then I go, well, this is awkward because I'm straight. I'm very straight. I like boys. As you saw, I liked your brother. I didn't even think of you that way too. You're younger than me, much younger. I would never even try to go for you, but it's fine. And then she goes on to tell me that she actually went to a sangoma, which is kind of like an African traditional healer, to try and get a love potion. And she had actually baked biscuits that she was going to give to us that afternoon for us to eat, that had the love potion in it, so we could fall in love with her, me and Jess specifically. So I was like, you're joking, right? Because I'm like, there's no way someone in grade 8 would ever think of doing something like that. And she's like, no, I can show you the biscuits that I made. I went to one and she basically told me that I needed to carve your guys' names into my arm, take the blood from that, give it to her and feed it to you guys, and you guys are going to fall in love with me. And I was like, personally, my darling, personally, for you at your young age to commit such a crime, because I mean, personally, I feel like it's a crime forcing someone to fall in love with you using love potions. What the fuck are you doing? So, like, it's jaded. It's such a fucked up idea for you to go and get someone to give you a love potion for someone to fall in love with you when you can see yourself it's not fucking working. And I'm like, so what were you gonna do when we were both in love with you? Like, it doesn't, like, you wanted polygamy. Like, I'm not understanding the vision. You wanted us to both be your girlfriend. Like, I'm not, like, someone explain it to me because I'm not understanding. The vision is not clear to me. And so she basically just says that she was hoping that we would be her girlfriends and it would be a good time and we would forget about him. Well, I would forget about the brother and Jess would just obviously fall in love with her. And so from there on, I said to her, personally, I'm going to obviously tell Jess what's going on, but we can't be your friends anymore until you go sort out your own mental issues, because I feel like it's a mental issue. It's one thing to like us, but it's another thing to kind of be obsessed with us and carve our names into your arm and go to some woman to go get love potions so we fall in love. Like, it's jaded, it's sick, and you're not okay. You need to go to a doctor. And personally, I can't be friends with you anymore. And we didn't see her again probably for another 3 weeks, and she came back. She apologized to us. She said she saw what she did was wrong. She told her brother, and her brother was very concerned, and he told her mom, and apparently they were going to take her away to go get help somewhere, but she just apologized to us, and I kind of never saw her again after that. And moral of the story is, guys, be careful who you befriend out there, because people behind doors might have shrines of you and fall in love with you and fucking get love potions so that they can be with you forever. So be careful who you friend out there, because motherfuckers are sick. That is it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked the video, click the like button, comment down below your favorite part of the story. Thank you everyone who's been subscribing while I was gone. The family's been growing. Keep liking, keep commenting, keep sharing, keep telling your friends to join the hottest family on YouTube. I'm back now. I'm going to be a regular person. I'll see you every 2 weeks with a brand new video. I love every single one of you guys. Stay blessed. Keep being kind to everyone. And I'll see you in 2 weeks' time. Love you, bitches.